joining in. To Hindalco then, a stellar set of numbers. Satish Pai is the Managing Director with us on the show. Thanks for joining in. Mr. Pai, can you talk to us about the quarter gone by? Because it's been higher prices in aluminium. How did that really help the company achieve this strong growth?
Q1 for us, as you can see, was a record quarter with 4,119 crores of PAT, 8,640 crores of EBITDA. On a quarterly level, this is the best ever performance that Hindalco has given. So in Q1, I think that all four cylinders of Hindalco were firing. I mean, Novelis did a fantastic quarter. The copper business gave a record performance. And the Indian aluminium business, which we have now split between upstream and downstream, both did well. So while there was headwinds of cost and all that were facing us, we managed, the LME was still high. So we gave a very strong Q1 performance overall. All parts of the business did well.
Right. Could you talk to us about the outlook on aluminum for Hindalco and the outlook of costing, because costs have significantly gone up?
Yeah, so I think that the aluminium currently is trading at around 24.50. So we think that, until the macroeconomic uncertainties get clear, which is, recession, interest rates going up, Chinese economy, all this is sort of keeping commodity prices low. So if that uncertainties start to get clear, we think that aluminium prices actually will go up because supply-demand fundamentals are very tight. Aluminium inventories are like at 15-year lows. So there is upside to the aluminium copper prices once the macroeconomic uncertainties get dissolved. So that's number one. Number two, the Indian aluminium business, as you said, asked about it, the input costs, especially coal, we are going to have a very tough quarter two. Because during quarter one, a lot of the coal that we had to purchase, we had to get on auctions, the premiums had gone up, supply was very low. So our costs are going to go up by double digits in Q2 versus Q1. So our Q2 margins of the upstream business in aluminium are going to be quite low compared to Q1.
Mr. Pai, the cost you said will increase in Q2. So how is it going to pan out for the rest of the year? When are you seeing a normalization in costs?
Yeah, I think that, when I look at it from Q3, Q4, these cost pressures, already we are starting to see the coal availability starting to loosen up, more coal being available. So we think that on a sort of a longer term basis, our costs will come back to the first quartile, and hence our profitability on the aluminium sector will be very strong.
Right. 2 quarters back, you announced a very strong capex. Does that continue? And then what happens to deleveraging plans of the company?
No, the two are fairly independent. We have given, we are already running at net debt to EBITDA of 1.46. We have plans to repay about 8,000 crores this year in the India business, out of which 4,000 is already prepaid in Q1 and 2,000 got prepaid in August just before we even started this call. So our deleveraging plans don't change. We have generated enough cash. We have done a capital allocation, which we presented in March. So our capex plan, we will continue unchanged. Both Novelis and Hindalco India, we are going to stick to our capex plan through this cycle.
Now, given that the previous financial year has been a bumper year for the company, how are you looking at this financial year shaping up?
I think it will be a good year. I'll tell you, there are 4 businesses in Hindalco. The Novelis business is not directly linked to LME prices, should have a very good year. In fact, they should do better than last year. The copper business will have a very good year and they'll do better than last year. I think the Hindalco aluminium upstream business in India, which is more of a LME linked business, will not do as good as last year because LME has come up. But the Hindalco Aluminium downstream business will do better than last year. So out of 4 businesses, 3 will do better than last year. The aluminium upstream business will not do as good as last year.
Your balance sheet of the company is the strongest ever at this juncture. How is it that you're looking to make yourself ready to invest for future?
I think that, we started this process actually when we did our QIP about 3.5 years ago, where we put out a very clear plan that we are going to bring the debt levels of the company down. So over the last 3 years, we have worked on what we had promised our investors and got the debt levels down to the point that the India net debt to EBITDA today is at 0.46 and Novelis is, 1.5. So we are now at that levels, as you rightfully said, where the balance sheet can take any shocks of any, a few quarters of downturn and allows us, more important, allows us to stick to our long-term organic growth plan. Because, both in Novelis and in the India business, we have now got very clear organic growth plans. And this strength of this balance sheet allows us to execute that capex plan because fundamentally the long-term demand of aluminium is going to be extremely strong, whether it's electrification, whether it is, sustainability driven. So I think that, if we can implement the capex programs and grow our capacity, and in 2 or 3 years, we'll be well placed to take advantage of the market situation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pai, for joining in and walking us through the outlook on your margins, the overall pricing scenario, as well as what we can expect for Hindalco down the line.